After clearing the Temple of Time for the first time, we now have the Dominion Rod. However, due to age, we need to revitalize it. So after getting intel from Impaz, we can now use the rod to move owl statues. These statues hold even more intel and allow us to find the key to the Sky Cannon. And finally, after one last stop at Fire's shop for repairs, we make it to the City in the Sky. With its heavenly and Okoko aesthetic, this is what you couldn't miss. As soon as we land in the City in the Sky, we discuss with a few Occos about a shop near the start of the entrance to the city. After entering and browsing its wares, weirdly enough the Occos keep in stock human-sized proportions of their items. This can mean one of two things. Either Occos love to buy items in bulk, or the more likely option, due to the massive arrows they sell, being that they have a human customer base that avidly buys from their shop. But, since the shop is so far up in the sky, who could possibly keep the shop in business? Taking into consideration all the characters we have come into contact with so far, the only one that could be a customer here is the Postman. This is due to his innate ability to teleport to Link anytime he runs across a bridge. Considering this dungeon is called City in the Sky, it only makes sense that we would find many Occos other than the shopkeeper and our old friend. Though, other than those two, no other Occos speak Hylian. This shows us how different Oocca culture is compared to Link's, and how being in the sky has preserved it. One of the main features in this dungeon are the falling floors. These blue blocks, when not respected, usually end in Link taking a deadly fall back to Earth. However, due to Link's deep respect of the blocks and their danger, he side hops to touch them minimally, thus causing the blocks to respect him in return and allow him to pass. With the constant updrafts we see in the dungeon, it's no wonder the game wants us to utilize Occos to glide over many of the gaps it presents us with. However, while most Occos are walking on the ground, many seem to defy gravity and walk on walls as if nothing odd is occurring. This actually tells us that Occos have crazy strong Talon Strength and can grip onto walls with ease. After defeating the Arialfos, we obtain the Claw Shot for the second time. This allows us to grapple from wall to wall without having to fall on the ground to reset. This movement option, while great, is also extremely odd. This item is the only one that takes functionality away from Link, not allowing him to utilize just one claw shot past this point. This, while many will write off as not a big deal since they are functionally the same, is a tragedy, because taking away items the player earned is never okay. During this entire dungeon, we have been utilizing these egg-shaped switches to activate many mechanisms throughout the dungeon. These switches, while we have been utilizing them, clearly are meant for the Occos and their society to function. This makes it extremely odd that the larger eggs require the iron boots to be fully activated. With so much weight required to activate them, how do the Occos activate them without outside assistance? While we already discussed how Occos have amazing grip strength, clearly they would have to utilize this strength in tandem with an ability to change their mass at will, thus allowing them to pull these weight-actuated eggs with ease. The boss of the city is Argorok. This boss in its first phase is very reminiscent of the fight with Goma in The Wind Waker, while also mixing in the fight with Morpheal in its second phase. These two weaknesses of Argorok end with their demise and leave us in a very sunny and grassy field. By the looks of it, this must be the Occos' agricultural center where they plant and harvest grass that they either turn into hay or eat for a balanced diet. However, unfortunately, as we all know, Link has a deep ingrained hatred for grass, and slowly goes around cutting every last inch of the field to satiate this hatred. This unfortunately means that shortly after Link leaves the city, the Occos have to deal with a food shortage for the next few months. And that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed, you know what to do.